good afternoon. If you're watching this live, uh, it's almost 9 o'clock in the morning Central Time, 10 o'clock, almost 10 o'clock on the East Coast. Everybody else do the math. But this is South Coast Kane, and this is another edition of Patio Perspectives. I did not put a title yet, but if I was to do a title, it would probably be Hindsight is 2020. And I will explain. So here's the deal. This past Saturday, we had our post game show after the USF game, and we were talking about it, talking about how the team looked, how everything went, and one of the main themes, Cuban, what's up, dude? One of our main themes was we gave credit, we gave our respect, we gave our props, whatever the cool kids say, but we acknowledged that the coaching staff has produced a product on the field that is Miami Hurricane football so far this season that looks different. It hits different. It looks good so far. 3-0. Okay. And Miss Katie, who I hope she's dried out because she was at the game, but she had made a comment about something to the extent that, hold up on the ticker tape parade, et cetera, et cetera. And it got me thinking. And I was listening to Ike and Israel uh, the other night. I was at work and, talking how they always talk and saying what they always say. And here's the thing. Yes, the team is 3-0 so far. Because if you've been paying attention to my opinion, everything's been as of now, as of right now. You know, I don't want to get into the future. I don't want to give any predictions or right now. And right now Miami, like I said, is 3-0. They played a Notre Dame team, which their record says 0-2. Uh, so take that for what it's worth. We can't control the rankings. And Miami beat a South Florida. There's Miss Katie. Hope you dried out. I was just talking about you. Uh, so take it for what it's worth. Miami has played the hand they're dealt with the Notre Dame, Bethune, and USF. Now, I'm not saying that to say that Miami has had an easy 3-game stint. That's not the point of my conversation. The point of my conversation is, what does Miami look like on the field? And again, people like myself, Cuban, Miss Katie, uh, and others. Okay, we have been very critical. We have not. We have been classified to many as, uh, yes, CVS. I gotta go get my medicines. Sorry about that. Yeah, your ears are. But no. Here's the thing. We have been very critical. We have been called Mario haters. We've been called, Miami haters. We have been called a lot of things. Personally, I don't care. I really don't. And we've had this discussion. And if you have been paying attention, was that Red Bull? No, that was Cadillac. They needed my input on some things. I'm going to get back with them later. I got a conference call with Cadillac a couple hours. So, uh, and our main thing, as we were critiquing and being critical of the coaching staff and the way the team is being run, our main theme was we critique because we want to see the team be successful. Okay, and everybody has their own opinion, and it's funny. It's funny because, oh, oops, it's funny because if you've paid attention, uh, and Cuban, I know you'd be a fan, and I'm not. Look, again, say what you want. I don't care. I'm just kind of giving you a little insight of what goes on inside this crazy old white fool's head. But uh, a while back, I had talked about the playbook of the CCC, but it kind of expands to a lot of Miami fans, and I'm not criticizing them for thinking this way. I'm just pointing it out. That's all. You have all the hype around the beginning of the year, December, about the recruiting class, and then you start getting into the hype about, the recruiting class that signs, and then you get into the hype about the spring game and how spring practices look, and then you hit the summertime, and then you just, cruel summer. The pattern that I speak of. And right now, and I was waiting for this to happen. I haven't said anything, but I waited to see if it's going to happen. And right on cue, it happened. In that Miami is 3-0. They're looking good. And a lot of folks are starting to get giddy. They're getting real excited. Hey, I'm excited. Look, I am excited. I am liking what I'm seeing. But again, that's just my opinion. And a lot of folks are kind of, I don't want to say they need to pump the brakes because I'm not here to tell them how to act. But for me personally, I see it. Everybody sees that Miami is 3-0. They see how Miami has been playing, and they start having the illusions of grandeur. And again, the point of what I'm saying, well, recruiting, and now with the NIL, because this NIL is new to me. I know it's been around for a few years, Katie, but yeah, you're right. Oh, but with those that are getting excited with Miami being 3-0, I just want to point out something. And this is not a knock on those who are excited. Be excited, be happy. Okay? But for me personally, I'm kind of like, yes, things are looking great, but I am very cautiously, conservatively happy. And let me tell you why. Because, okay, here we go. I'm about to throw some numbers out because if you don't like it when I throw numbers and stats and everything, go blame Shad. He got me started on this. So, here we go. Check this out. All right, it's going to be a rather lengthy list, so just bear with me. 2003, Miami starts out 7-0. Then they lost that game to Virginia Tech, a top 10 team. They lost it 31-7. I'm sure y'all remember. 2004, Miami starts 6-0. That's when they lost to North Carolina. 2013, 7-0. I was hyped. Then they got humbled by number 3 Florida State. 2015, 3-0. Then they lost to Cincinnati. 2016, 4-0. Then they got beat by Florida State by 1 point. 2017, 10-0. We are feeling good. We're excited. We're thinking, hey, this team it's scrappy. Miami could have some success. Lost to Pittsburgh. 2020, they went 3-0. And 2020 was kind of you take it as you want to. It was an anomaly season. But then they got, humbled by Clemson. 2023. 2023, go 4-0. A lot of talk. Of course, Georgia Tech got beat by Georgia Tech. And then last year, Miami goes 9-0. Everybody's feeling good. We're talking about the defense. But then, of course, Georgia Tech. Now, why do I say all that? The reason why I bring that up is all those years I just reeled off, Miami starting undefeated. Okay. Get excited, you get happy, and then now, I'm not bringing that up to say with this team right now, 3-0, I'm not saying they're going to crap the bed. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying they are. I'm not saying they're not. I'm just saying, hey, 3-0, let's enjoy it. Let's take it one game at a time. That's all. That's all I'm saying. And not only does this hindsight be in 2020, it not so much to do with Katie's comments, but there is this if you do the X, apparently this one individual, well, it's been a few individuals, have come out and talked about, sorry, just a little flavored water. They actually called out Cuban, Shad, myself, and was it Reezy? I don't remember. And Rent Free. Yes, I was on the list. I was part of the club. I feel kind of honored to be mentioned in the same breath as a Cuban, a Shad, a Reezy, Rent Free. Anyway, the thing is they made the comment that basically, I'm just paraphrasing. Groove, yeah, talking about where are all you Miami haters that talking all this stuff, these Mario haters, y'all are quiet now, we don't know ball, yeah, 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 yeah. Look, the reason why I didn't comment on it was I don't care. It don't bother me. And if you've been paying attention, okay, back back when earlier this year, I told y'all, I explained that I'm not hating, or none of this is against Mario personally as a man or a person. No, I go by the head coach who happens to be Mario. Now, I'm not sitting here thinking I have to explain myself because I'm not. I'm just saying I'm actually, as crazy as it may seem, I'm humbled and honored to be mentioned with those other five folks, because I think it's pretty good company. I think we just keep it real, just like a lot of other good folks do on the YouTubes and the X's and Facebooks and all that stuff. You know. Oh, and Katie, you bring up a good point. And when Katie brings up a point that she says history is a good predictor of the future, in 14 seasons Mario has never had an undefeated season. Again, I'm not speaking for Katie, but when I read that, I'm like, yeah, you're right in that we're not saying it's not going to happen, but we want to bring that up to let you know, hey, let's enjoy what we got right now and just take it week by week. Now, again, please don't get it twisted. Don't misconstrue what I'm saying. You know, if you feel like, hey, this is the team, this is the year, this is the fine. You do you as a Miami Cane fan. Do you have fun? Okay, I encourage everybody to get excited. Me personally, you know, I've been I've been a fan, and I've never wanted Miami to lose, never. But I've been seeing this trend for a long time. And if you think that I am critiquing unfairly and harshly against the current coaching staff and what's been going on the last few years, well, you should have been around 30 years ago. I did the same thing with Butch. I did the same thing with Coker. I did the same thing with Shannon, Golden, Rick. You see where I'm getting at? This is not an isolated. I'm not discriminating against Mario. Dude, I do this. We all do this. You know. Oh, and yes, like I said earlier, we have been on Mario's case, and I think a lot of, I can't speak for everybody, but for me, from what I see, I believe a lot of our, I don't want to say angst or whatever, but I think a lot of it's just based on the fact of all the noise that we hear. When Mario come in 2022, we were told this is the coach, this is the guy, yada yada yada, and we're told that we have depth, we have this, everything. Look at our all-star coaching staff that we have, and what happens? 5-7. The next year, oh, it's gonna be different TVD. Da 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 da. 2023. We got yeah, same thing. And what happens? You know, and the thing is, in my opinion, I don't want to rehash or open up old wounds, but that 2022 season, there was no reason for Miami to be 5-7. Why did Miami losing to a Middle Tennessee State? Come on, man, come on. But anyway, I digress. So yeah, that's where I'm getting at. Right now everything seems great, and I think it is. Against Florida, I think Miami's gonna wear that ass out, but that's just me. Um, and I don't want to get too much into Florida right now because we'll do a pregame show. Let's see, Saturday the game is at 7:30 Eastern, and it's gonna be a pretty hype game. So I'm thinking, we might start like a 6 o'clock Eastern, 5 o'clock my time. I know it's about an hour and a half before kickoff, but that way we can get together, talk about it, and do your thing. I'm sure Katie's going to be at the ballpark. Uh, but real my first gut reaction to Florida, other than that they are an inferior team. Uh, I think I'm curious on how Miami's offense is going to match up against their defense. That's just me. Uh, I don't think I don't know about the Florida's offense. Uh, how it's going to match up with our defense, because I don't know. This is no disrespect to anybody that Florida has played, i.e. LSU. I'm not disrespecting them, but I just don't think that they have seen a defense like that we have. Now, granted, we talked about in the post game with the defensive backs could use a little more disciplined coverage, But again, it's week 3, okay. Uh, I'm still concerned about Lagway. He is a mobile quarterback. Okay. Well, damn, South Coast. They said that Brown was a mobile quarterback. Exactly. Stay focused. Concentrate on Florida. Don't worry about Florida State. Don't worry about winning the ACC. Concentrate on Florida. And I'm real curious. I'm excited. I'm anxious to see how this offense of Miami does against a defense like Florida, because Florida hasn't really been given up. And y'all can tell me if I'm wrong, but it's not like Florida has been blown out by anybody. They lost to South Florida by a field goal. They lost to LSU by 10 points. And Lagway gave up 5 interceptions. Okay? So I really think this defense of Florida is going to be an excellent test against Miami's offense. Personally, it might be the fan coming out in me, but I think Miami has too many weapons on offense to be stifled by Florida. Now, with that being said, how does the offensive line of Miami go against the Florida defensive line? Questions will be answered. It's going to be another good test, another building block, for this team in this season. They'll learn some things, and I'm not casting doubt. I'm just curious. I mean, I'm excited. I'm happy. I'm liking what we're seeing. If Miami just continues to perform against Florida like they've been the last 3 weeks, just a well-oiled, business-like, professional, we're going out there, take care of business, have a nice day, thank you for playing. We have some parting gifts at the door. That's all I want to see, and I think they'll do it. Uh, and you're right, Katie. I believe that Florida State Miami game will be It's gonna be like the good old days. But again, me personally, I don't want to think about that right now. Let's get through Florida. Uh, right now, as of right now, I feel that the ACC is Miami's to lose. Okay, QB, good morning. But that's right now. I'm gonna have to call her back. 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 I'm live. Anyway, so to wrap this up, you know, as of right now, I think everything's looking good. As of right now, I think the ACC is Miami's to lose. As of right now, Miami's in the driver's seat. They have their own destiny in their hands. Uh, but we'll see. So yeah, like I said, Saturday we'll do a pregame starting about 6 o'clock Eastern. Um, and look, if any of you folks that see this are in the Dallas area, Dallas, Fort Worth, Arlington area, in that area, do yourself a favor. Go by Mama Mia on 2935 Elm Street in Dallas. That's Mama Mia, 2935 Elm Street in Dallas. No, this is not a commercial. I'm not sponsored. I'm just giving some love out to my man DJ Cree. He'll be doing his pizza show. I call it the pizza show from 11 to 3, I believe. But he'll be live on air from 12 to 3 Central, which is 1 to 4 Eastern time. But yeah, if y'all are in that Dallas area, go by Mama Mia Saturday afternoon. Get a pizza, get something. Just go by, tell Cree, hey, South Coast Kane said you're doing a fine job. I just wanted to come say hello. If you're doing it, if you want pizza or Italian food, go say hello to him. But anyway, that's really all I got. Oh, appreciate y'all letting me rant and rave. But again, don't get me wrong. I'm excited about this team this year. I'm just being a little bit more cautiously optimistic because I want to take it week by week. I don't want to get, you know, overly excited, but I am excited. It is Florida week. Uh, like Solo D said, we're gonna do that Gator stomp, you know, and I hate to kick a man when they down, but I think Miami's going to kick Florida while they're down, you know. So yeah, that's really all I have. Thanks to everybody for stopping by. Cuban, Katie, QB. If anybody stops by later, feel free to give a comment. Say, hey, you're still a hater. We still don't like you. Or I agree. Or just give us your opinion. Because the thing about this show, all opinions are welcomed. And if you disagree, tell us why you disagree. Cool, I'm down with that. We've always welcomed all points of view, and we'll see. So until then, y'all enjoy your Wednesday. I don't know how the weather is where you are, but you know the heat index here in South Louisiana has only been about 98. It's coming down. It's getting cooler. But nah, that's all I got. Peace, love, and soul. Let's go, Canes. Thank y'all for watching. And like I said, please feel free to leave any comments in the comment section, and I might address them. Might not. I don't know. We'll catch y'all next time. Bye.